few minutes ago, 2 Israeli airstrikes hit southern Lebanon.
They was doing this shit in the middle of peace talks, bro. That's like, bro, that's like you and your significant other. You go out, y'all take y'all kids somewhere. Y'all trying to conduct serious business, and this motherfucker is just in the corner of the room, tearing shit up. I'm talking about he just in these people's office, just ripping books down off the bookcase. He done ripped the motherfucking curtains off the wall. He done goddamn pushed the motherfucking flower into the candle. He done set half the room on fucking fire. That's Israel in the middle of all this.
I wake up to the sound of the same old clock. Tick tock, it never stops.
So if I remember correctly, when this whole war started, what were America's goals that they set out to accomplish? Well, they said regime change and destroying Iran's nuclear capabilities, which was supposedly taken out last year. But we ain't gonna talk about that. Well, so far, all we done did is kill the leader of the regime's son, which has only served to further piss the regime off. And outside of that, we ain't did nothing but bombed a bunch of schools, universities, sports plexes, data centers, research centers, industrial warehouses, and a bunch of other civilian infrastructure under the guise of seeking weapons of mass destruction. Yeah, all right. So to my knowledge, where we stand currently is we kind of just in this stalemate right now in the Strait of Hormuz ever since we done sent this dumbass pointless naval blockade over there, which I still can't wrap my head around, bro. It's like Iran already got complete control of the Strait of Hormuz. They already got the shit shut down. Ain't shit going. Like, the only thing, there's like very, very, very little passing through right now. And everything that is passing through, Iran is like, nigga, only thing coming through here is what we say go. That's it. That's it. Ain't nothing else going. So Iran already got the whole strait shut down, already got complete control of it. But then here come America. Here come America. Actually, we have control of the Strait of Hormuz because we are the ones blocking it off. Shut up. Bro, our whole fucking Department of Defense, I refuse to call that shit the Department of War because that is the most like fucking soy boy bitch made ass shit ever. Like, bro, the whole department just filled with like a bunch of war-minded, jarhead, middle school-minded Nazis, bro. Like, it's something really wrong with these fools, bro. So to get a little bit more insight on what's actually taking place right now and to give y'all a clear description, we're gonna check out this video by Chris Norland. This video is titled, America is Sleepwalking into World War III. Not good, man. Not good. But we're going to see what Chris got to say. Let's hear him put us on game.
All right. Got to give you an update on what's going on in the Middle East as we got some new reports of what's going on with the blockade. So first, this is from the Financial Times. It says, Strait of Hormuz tankers stop or turn around amid U.S. blockade. U.S. military says no ships passed.
That does not sound good, yo. That don't sound good. See, all right, hold up. Before he explained this to us, what this means to me is that, or at least my interpretation of it is that whatever few ships Iran is allowed to traverse through the Strait of Hormuz, now they're getting to America's blockade, and now America's being like, nah, now we not gonna let you through. What the fuck is the point of that? Like, I'm trying to figure out how the fuck is that gonna benefit us in any way, and what does that do to, like, what does that do to benefit anybody? This only serves to further cause problems. It's like, what's the plan? Are they thinking about? Are they trying to? Nah, bro, nah, it's no way. There's no way. They wouldn't try to cut off that whole fifth of the world's oil supply. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't try to like create conflict with China and India and all these other countries and fuck over everybody else just because we're not getting what we want. Surely that's not what America's doing. Oh my God, boy, we in for a ride, a bumpy ride. Do you hear me?
Through its operation to seal off Iranian ports in first 24 hours. Now, we talked about earlier that some ships did try to run it, but it looks like they turned around. And so let me show you guys what's going on. So first, there was one that was mentioned before. That was the Rich Starry. And so I think it did pass through, but then turned around. And as of recording, this appears to be it right there. This is the Rich Starry. I'm showing you guys it live.
So it's going back into the Strait of Hormuz.
This video gets up, you never know in this day and age. And then another one that was mentioned here which is the Elpis. That one seems to be further. So that's like down here. You guys can see it right here. So Elpis is right there. And it appears to be much further out. So I'm not quite sure what the deal with the Rich Starry is being way up here compared to the Elpis. So I'm just showing you guys where these are at the moment. We'll read some details of this stuff and you get a sense of what it says. The U.S. blockade of Iranian ports appeared to be impacting the movement of ships in the Gulf on Tuesday, with tracking data showing that several tankers transiting the Strait of Hormuz had either stopped or turned around. Okay. And then it was talking about specifically about the Rich Starry, which is the one that tried to go through. It says the Rich Starry, a tanker sanctioned by the U.S.
So I'm guessing, I'm guessing this is the one that had reached the actual U.S. blockade.
Come from the UAE port, so United Arab Emirates port, turned around late on Tuesday morning. So that's just like happening now, and started sailing back into the strait, having transited through on Monday night. So it's interesting, it went through and then head back. The ship was likely to have loaded with Iranian oil without its GPS on. Interesting. So they turned it off, put the oil on, I guess, according to analysts, or done a ship-to-ship transfer in the Gulf. And I actually didn't know they were doing ship-to-ship transfer things. So that's kind of interesting. I could see how you could, in a sense, what's the right word to say it? I guess oil laundering, I guess that's a phrase. But I could see ships doing that kind of thing. But the thing is, like, these things are so big and slow, we'd all see it happening. So
that's what I'm saying. What would be the goal of that?
There's like
that wouldn't make
2,000 ships. I keep hearing
that don't really. That seemed like that'd be more counterproductive than anything
in the Gulf. So maybe theoretically you could do it without anyone noticing, but they're just talking about it here. Here's another one. It says another sanctioned tanker, the Elpis, which was the other one I showed you, which had signaled that it had come from the Iranian port of Bushehr, showed that it stopped outside the strait, having also passed on Monday afternoon. So why is it stopped? I mean, it's hard to know what's going on, to be frank. Gregory Brew, an analyst of the Rasia Group,
ships made
quote,
it through.
I think this is definitely the blockade's first test. Iran needs to gauge how seriously the U.S. intends to enforce it, and Elpis is the guinea pig.
So this is, hey, look. Hey, if you on that Elpis ship, I would not want to be approaching the United States. As wild as our fucking leaders is acting right now, bro, as unpredictable as these niggas being, it ain't no telling what the fuck these motherfuckers might do. These niggas, like, damn near might just see y'all coming and, hey, like, bro, who would want to be on that ship? Like, could you imagine what type of conflict this create for the people that are actually moving this oil? Because you got to think, these ain't people that's involved in the war. These are fucking civilians. These are regular people that work on oil rigs, that fucking work at these offshore rigs and work at these refineries and these different plants. Like, would you want to be the guinea pig in that scenario? I wouldn't.
And I'll just be frank, I would not want to be a guinea pig in this world where you're sitting on a bunch of flammable material and you got, warships like saying, hey, back off. It's just not where I'd want to be. And at the moment we're talking about, okay, so if these ships are indeed heading for China, how is China going to respond? And this is what we're watching for. So I think Trump is escalating.
Bro, what did I just say?
You see what I'm saying? Into the way of World War III, to be frank. However, it looks like the rest of the world wants to get off the Trump train. And let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So I just want to get an update on the tanker situation. This is actually Saudi Arabia. This just came out from the Wall Street Journal. They actually aren't into this stuff. Saudi Arabia is pressing U.S. to drop its naval blockade, right? Cut it out. Because if this goes forward, then will the part by the Red Sea, the southern part, will the Houthis try to close that? And so then you got yet more problems. And then you have Europe, which is really interesting. It says, Europe drafts post-war plan to free up Hormuz without the U.S., right? So they're trying to figure out, okay, can we come up with some sort of solution without the USA to demine the strait, escort ships, etc.?
You know the only way that could get done? I want y'all to logically think about that. If they trying to come up with a plan to be like, all right, we finna do this shit without the U.S. because they obviously wild and they acting like little bitch ass, little immature little children right now, throwing a little toddler temper tantrum. So we're gonna have to figure this shit out like adults. And if the United States got a blockade in the way and they talking about figuring this out without the United States, I only see that going one way for America. All them ships that's making up that blockade, gone.
After hostilities have, ceased And then they're talking about doing something basically with the way they phrase it here is belligerent countries. So that would be Iran, Israel, and the U.S. So try to do a plan without those three. The phrasing is French President Emmanuel Macron said Tuesday the plan is for an international defensive mission, so we're calling it, that doesn't include belligerent parties, meaning the U.S., Israel, and Iran. The problem is in Europe, well, there's a couple of big problems. One is it's deeply unpopular to send any kind of military down there at all. I think people in Europe is like, let's just not get involved. And if you're in Europe, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. That's what it was expressed here, but it's nothing shocking. And then another one is, I guess, theoretically, Germany could theoretically do it, but then it may be against your constitution. If you guys know, say, for example, say Germany or Japan, like, do you get involved in stuff militarily after World War II? Probably not. And the way you'd have to phrase it is
I was going to say, I could only imagine that Japan and Germany both probably like, hey, bro. Germany like, hey, look, we done recovered from, being attached to that motherfucker. We just want to go ahead and do our thing and chill. We the good guys now. We cool now. And then Japan is just like, hey, we just want to goddamn make anime and eat sushi, bro. I hope that's not racist. Was that racist? I hope that wasn't racist. Shout out to my Asian folks out there. I love y'all, though. It's all love, bro.
Humanitarian aid, not a war action, that kind of stuff. What it says here, I'll just read exactly so you can hear it. The European plan is likely to include Germany, because does Germany involved with this or not, which had until been publicly reluctant to even contemplate, even think about any military involvement, according to a senior German official. Germany has faced high political and legal hurdles to take part in overseas military ventures since World War II, right? So I think Germany and Japan will be kind of a similar situation on that. And then the issue is like, do we really want to pay for, Trump's follies? And so that's why you're seeing all this movement right now. And this is just in the last couple of days with the whole Trump blockade thing. So I want to update on that. On the home front in USA, the stuff that Trump is doing is deeply unpopular. It's so bad that you're even losing Sarah Palin, which we don't talk about Sarah Palin that much. If you know who this is,
that's not a good sign, bro. Sarah Palin switching up on you, bro. That is a crooked ass woman right there. I remember when this woman was she was running with John McCain. Bro, this is an evil bitch.
Also on the home front in USA, they're talking about removing Trump, which obviously we should. So this is Representative Dan Goldman. He says the president is unwell and he is deteriorating daily.
It's just wild though, bro. Like, I guess I take it, bro. But like at the same time, fuck no, because it's like, how it took you this long to see that the president is unwell? And bro, that's the understatement of the century, dude. Unwell don't do it justice. Like the pedophilia wasn't the line for you, cuz. Raping women wasn't the line for you, cuz. Being found civilly liable for raping a woman, that ain't worth nothing in your book. Having the most mentions. This motherfucker got the damn all-time record for most mentions in the Epstein files. That ain't worth shit. Now, it's just now. It's him posting himself as Jesus and him putting our military at risk. That's where you draw the line? Okay, bro.
Which literally we can all see. His recent ravings and outrageous social media posts point to a man who is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office. We cannot leave that determination under the 20th Amendment to President's cabinet alone. I joined Representative Raskin to demand the commission is formed to investigate his fitness for office. Wow. So this is just coming out a few hours ago. Will they have a commission to investigate whether or not Trump is fit? Give him, cognitive tests or whatever you're going to do.
He definitely
I'm fine with it. Any or all means.
That man is losing it, dog. Have y'all been seeing him in press conferences lately? Like any long form interview? Matter of fact, yesterday he just did a long form interview on, I can't remember what it was. I ain't even gonna say because I don't remember who. But he did a long form interview, bro. Anytime you ask this man a question and it's more than like a 2-part answer, like if it's more than just like something he could give a 1-word, 1-phrase answer to, oh my God, this man go off on like 10 tangents and it just leave you like, bro, y'all thought Biden was bad? Bro, watch this shit.
But it was in 1929, because a lot of people, you know, the anti-tariff people. Now, an anti-tariff person is a pro-Chinese person, like Koch. This guy's fought me in every election I've ever been in, and I've kicked his ass. He inherited a lot of money, and I don't know the gentleman. But he fights me, and then he goes out and says, I made more money with Trump than I ever made in my life. And then he supports these other people that were total losers. Gives them
Totally normal, huh?
Y'all see what I'm talking about? Y'all see what I'm talking about? This is our president, dog. This is what we working with right now. This is the motherfucker that holds the cards in terms of what our fate is going to be when it comes to these goddamn current world affairs. It's a bad day to be American. Fuck!
Right? Figure out ways to get this guy out. And it's just obvious he's completely unfit for office. You know, and to be frank, you know, Vance could just step up and say, yo, he's unfit, have a meeting with the cabinet.
I think Vance would be just as bad
for that kind of stuff. And at the moment, the Republicans are sticking with Trump, which is just a loser. This is, the whole thing is just bizarre all around, right? It's clearly the guy is completely unfit. It's just obvious. And so it's like the Republicans want to lose. Is that what we're doing here? I don't know. It's strange to me, but this is the world we're in. It said GOP backs Trump's war powers as Iran conflict.
Who?
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Bro, what fucking possibly? Bro, if you want to say you were at all on the good side of the moral spectrum, bro, how the fuck are you still supporting this orange bitch? The mental gymnastics necessary to defend these inexcusable actions. I do not think Simone Biles will be able to pull this shit off.
These are actually Republican quotes. You'll get a sense of what it is. It says, most Republicans said there's no need to restrict Trump's ability to launch military strikes in the name of protecting America, because like they're voting on should we fund this thing or not. They believe, this is Republicans in the Senate at least, they believe the war powers effort is only designed to snarl Senate business and score political points. Quote, the goal is to suck up floor time. That's from Senator Bernie Moreno. He's from Ohio.
Suck up floor time. Pause.
I'm old enough to remember when Democrats didn't think going to Venezuela was a good idea, and yet you don't hear them talk about that anymore because it was a brilliant operation. I really don't know who says that. I really don't know anyone who says that going to Venezuela was a brilliant operation other than Republicans.
Nobody, other than fucking dumbass.
Marino saying. You have another Republican saying, war powers is a delay tactic and a messaging bill. Huh, okay. We all know it. We see it.
This just, bro, if this doesn't show you nothing else, this just literally shows you that, bro, it, like, you can make it anywhere and you can make it doing anything in America. Like, it does not matter. These are some of the most fucking R-worded people. I don't want to say it, but you know what I'm saying. These are some of the most low IQ individuals that the universe has ever bestowed upon this realm. They have convinced the whole subsection of the masses that they are qualified for this job. And they got all of them just eating this shit up, whatever they say. And they even dumber, because it's like, even if they do realize the guys that they're selling people, they're still retarded because they don't even have enough like sense. They don't even have the fucking wherewithal to like have any self-preservation. Like you don't even see that this isn't a ship that's worth going down with, bro. Your best interest for anybody that's connected to Trump right now is to just fucking save yourself. Mind you, you already in too deep. But like, nigga, going in deeper, this only served to just like, I'm talking about destroy your reputation, bro. This is only gonna destroy all your credibility once all of this shit is over, bro. It's already destroyed your credibility in the eyes of everybody in America that got common sense. But hey, unfortunately, right now our leaders ain't quite there.
What it is. So that's the argument the Republicans are making is, guys, don't you see how awesome it was to go to war? It's ridiculous. But they're sticking with their dude, and I guess they want to go down with the Titanic, evidently. So there's that. I do want to show, though, that the regular person isn't necessarily on board with this stuff. This is just a regular person in Arizona. It says, MP Arizona, breaking news, the angry old man on my street took down all 3 of his Trump flags this afternoon. This is the top 5 best days of my life. And I actually do think there's a lot of people kind of in this camp. You can see some talking about it in interviews here.
And as a Christian, what do you make of this?
I find it appalling. It's disgusting. You're mocking my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. He's mocking.
See, bro. See. Even the Christians is fed up with this shit at this point, bro. And they damn near let you get away with anything, bro. You could be a pedophile. You could be a rapist. You could be a racist. You could do all this fucking criminal shit. You could be a serial killer. But just as long as you don't either defame their religion or be gay openly, it's pretty much all bets is off. Like it ain't nothing off limits with them. And even they done had enough of this nigga. Don't you just love seeing MAGA crumble from within? It's just like it's such a beautiful thing, man. It's so lovely.
I don't agree with it. I think he should put his phone down and focus on running the country.
So put his phone down.
That's the smartest shit I done heard all day. Tell that nigga put his phone down. Why has nobody took this old ass nigga phone yet?
So put his phone down is one advice from a MAGA. Here's another.
It's a disgrace.
Oh yeah, you know this dude, MAGA.
Very
You look at
upset
the
about
aviators and tell.
that. I mean, how egotistical can you possibly be? I'm ashamed that he would actually do that. A man I voted for and trust.
So at least for
Damn.
It's like, bro, these are grown ass men acting like they just now waking up. Like, oh my God, I just now saw. It's like, I can't believe it. The man I trusted, the man I put my faith in. I supported you when you diddled kids, and you gonna betray the Lord and Savior like this? How could you do this to me? How could you? It's like, bro, grow some balls, nigga.
from there, you can see that the meme really pissed off some Republican MAGA voters. Are they mad about the war and other things? Well, I want to show you this. This is some polling coming out from Catholics.
You know, maybe President Trump is jealous of Pope Leo XIV because it is a blowout. It is a blowout, and this is just the American public.
Damn, I didn't know it was gonna be that much of a difference. Shit. Now this don't surprise me, but I just didn't know the Pope was this goddamn popular. The Trump shit, this shit right here, this shit don't shock me at all. But this right here, hey, shout out to Pope Leo.
Look at this. It is a
I hate how late that clap sounded.
Oh, and the net popularity rating, Pope Leo XIV at plus 34. Look at where Donald Trump is at minus 12. It's not even close. It's a nearly 50-point blowout amongst the American public at large. Pope Leo XIV absolutely crushing President Trump when it comes to how popular.
So I guess one way you could read this is, you know, Trump doesn't want anyone more popular than him, so therefore he'll go on the attack, right? So Trump's like, oh, you got better numbers than me. Oh, it's all lies. It's fake news.
Just
right?
what
That
it's
kind of
us
stuff.
would just go on a smear campaign about anybody that's doing remotely better than him.
What else I have to say about the numbers? And my opinion is don't attack the Pope. That's a loser all around, but this is what Trump is at right at the moment.
They are, at least as of the last month. And I will note that Pope Leo was the most popular person tested by NBC News. I believe the president is making a humongous mistake going after the most popular guy in America.
Yeah, this is just only gonna make people, especially the Catholics, like your Catholic MAGA supporters. Oh, this is just finna lose more of them. Your numbers just finna dwindle.
Yeah, that's right. There's a reason why the Pope
The most popular guy in America you're going to attack. I mean, it's just a loser.
smiling there. How about among American Catholics? President Trump is struggling with American Catholics. Look at this. Maybe this is part of the reason why he's going after the Pope. U.S. Catholics on Trump. You know, you go back to November of 2024. Look at this. President Trump crushed Kamala Harris by 20 points. But down he goes.
And
down
lost
he
popularity
goes
in
into
a
the Dead
period
Sea.
of
Look
less
at
than
this.
2 years.
Minus 4 points. That's a nearly 25
That's
switcheroo
ridiculous.
in the wrong direction. The president has been struggling with
I
Catholics,
told you,
and I
bro.
must say,
His
in my
Catholic numbers
expert
finna keep
opinion, I'm
dwindling.
not quite sure that going after the Pope is the way.
It pissed me
to
off that it
recover
take this
with
damn long,
That's why
but
I
I
was
just
showing you guys
love seeing
before
this
that when
nigga
you
suffer,
lose
bro. I
even
love seeing MAGA crumble from within.
Sarah Palin, right? You know it's bad. You know, let's see how bad else it is for Trump here.
And the Pope's stance on Iran is exactly what you would expect from a pontiff talking about war and peace here. What do Catholics in the United States, how do they feel about the military action?
Yeah, I mean, I think Pope Leo XIV, an American, is emblematic of Catholics here in America. Just take a look here. Take a look. Net approval rating among U.S. Catholics. U.S. military action against Iran, minus 10 points, quite negative. You think that's low, though? Come over to this side of the screen. Trump on Iran. Look at this. They're even more sour on Trump.
I got to educate myself on what these numbers mean, because I'd be interested to know what metrics actually, like, make up these numbers. What are these numbers comprised of? From what data?
Trump, 20 points underwater. So the bottom line is this. The Pope is emblematic of Catholics here in the United States. The Pope is far more popular with the American public than Trump is here in the United States. And Trump has been struggling with Catholics here in the United States, very much so, losing a lot of ground, as you see right here, at nearly 25 points for true. And this ain't going to help.
Now, again, interesting to see how long he continues this, given what these numbers show. Harry, and thank you.
So that's where we're at with polling data regarding Trump, and that's why it's so strange that the Republicans would stick by him, because it's like you see it in the numbers. It's like you want to get crushed in the midterms, but there's that. And I also want to show you guys this also, as I always.
And why do I feel like it's still gonna be a like stupid amount of people that's still gonna show up for him, bro? Like I just got that fucking weird feeling.
I mentioned that you won't actually have real peace in the Middle East unless you address the Israel issue. And unfortunately, the fight
Israel gotta go,
still
bro.
going
Israel's
on. I'll show you what it is. This is just a few minutes ago. 2 Israeli airstrikes hit southern Lebanon.
They was doing this shit in the middle of peace talks, bro. That's like, bro, that's like you and your significant other. You go out, y'all take y'all kids somewhere. Y'all trying to conduct serious business, and this motherfucker is just in the corner of the room tearing shit up. I'm talking about he just in these people's office just ripping books down off the bookcase. He done ripped the motherfucking curtains off the wall. He done goddamn pushed the motherfucking flower into the candle. He done set half the room on fucking fire. That's Israel in the middle of all this. It's like, all right, the U.S. finally kind of calmed down a little bit, finally started to maybe make some moves that seemed like they had a little bit of common sense to say, you know what, we're gonna try to have some peace talks with Iran. And right when the peace talks started, 2 hours in, and then here come Israel dropping bombs all across Lebanon on schools, churches, hospitals, bridges, apartment complexes, houses. It's just like, oh. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do when all these childish ass, stupid ass people is in charge of making the decisions that directly affect us? What do we do as the common man? Oh my.
So there's that, and this is like every day. And then I guess in Tehran there was 3 wounded in the IED. So that is at a liquefied petroleum place. So there's that. It's
civilian
unstable.
infrastructure.
You can see this. Or then you have, just a few minutes ago also, Hezbollah launches 34 attacks against Israeli targets in 24 hours. And then Trump's like, oh, everything's fine. We're going to try to have peace talks in the next couple of days. So we'll see. I think the big story right now is what's going on with the tankers. That's why I showed you guys this and the actual tracking. And at the moment, it does seem like they're escalating things. So we'll keep tabs on this. I do appreciate your time. And I'll catch you all in the next video.
Well, that was the video. That's currently where we at, man. It's not looking good, man. I wish I could report some good news to y'all, but this shit is not looking good, and it don't look like it's finna get no better no time soon, man. But we're gonna try to stay posted on what's going on. Stay tuned in so that way we can try to stay prepared, man. I'm wishing y'all the best. I hope y'all safe wherever y'all at. And yeah, I hope you, I don't even fucking know. I don't even know, man. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video, man. One love. It's made.